Okay. Yeah, boy. Let's talk AC for a little bit.
Earlier this year, we introduced you to the ArenaCommander.
I like how Jared's got Verpal Constellation Primes, as you can see here. Same sticks I'm using. Just throwing that out there.
Newly created with some familiar and friendly faces to take the long-ignored dogfight module and bring it up to date with today's advances in the persistent universe.
Long ignored? How should we just say forgotten? Let's just say forgotten.
As well as see if we can't restore some of that feature and technology testbed intention from its earliest incarnations. And the
It's still in its earliest incarnations, Jared.
very first parts of those labors are currently scheduled to arrive in the upcoming.
ArenaCommander is this game of
Who's this guy? Look at this guy.
a game which lets us take these super fun, awesome moments that we've all experienced in the PU.
Oh yeah, like flying so fast you can't make that turn. Has anyone actually ever tried racing on this map with the Archimedes? Because I can tell you right now, this takes hours to get around the first corner properly. You know, like yeah, you can get around the first corner slow, but getting around the first corner fast. Yes, exciting.
And get them down into this short, fun snippet of 10-15 minutes.
Yes.
Hop in, hop out.
I think the most fun about ArenaCommander is that you get to just jump in and play the game that you want to play. You don't have to spend time collecting all the stuff that you need to go out. You just pick a thing and you start playing it.
See how he has to fly here. I know I'm beating a dead horse on this one, boys, but excuse me. I like how you have to fly basically 90 degrees over here just to get around the first corner with any kind of speed.
It lets people get down and dirty without the repercussions that you experience in the PU.
Is it possible for ArenaCommander to help the development of StarCitizen?
Yes, it can be used for testing things that aren't quite in the PU yet, but will be soon.
Like master modes?
And it can be used for testing things that are already in the PU.
As we get closer and closer to Death of a Spaceman, it becomes a vital part of everyone's time in StarCitizen. Be it you just want to practice your flight controls, you want to practice racing, you want to get better at dogfighting or FPS combat, you should be looking at ArenaCommander to practice these things so that you don't lose everything when you do it in the PU.
I just want to let that sink in for a little bit. It's almost like I would have been telling people for a long time. Start training now. You can't go wrong.
Last time on ISC, we talked about all the things that we wanted to do and we were currently working on. The whole laying the foundations idea that we just needed to hunker down and get these refactors done so that we can start working on some amazing content which we have lined up. Now I'm glad to be in ISC again to talk about that content which we have been working on since. So the front end, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, multiple screens, an absolute pain to get through. We want to
yeah, it's really something.
Clean up that experience, get rid of all this flash clunkiness and unnecessary wait times between screens.
Yep.
With the new front end, we've consolidated everything essentially into one place for everything that you want to do.
I really like this. I really like this. This has been, this specifically, this right here, like it's the little things that really over time you just kind of like, oh, by the way, I just noticed that this this Fury here doesn't have engines. It just has rings. So this is this little thing. But this right here, guys, like I don't know about you guys, but for me, I do a lot of ArenaCommander and all that stuff. Having like a centralized system where like your ship is in the center and that's the one that you're setting up for whatever mode you want to get into, and then you're choosing all that stuff on the left side here, like that's awesome. So kudos to you guys for this.
The first thing you'll see is Star Marine and ArenaCommander
Okay, now. So I get it. We have this beautiful new, setup here. All these cards, very nice, very effective. Like it, tremendous, truly. Does this get blurred out for a reason? Maybe because it says Master Mo's limited test. Just a thought.
Merged. You'll be able to invite people straight from your friends list or your party into your ArenaCommander lobby or squad. This new lobby system is faster, more reliable, and hopefully be a much better experience than what you're used to. And it lets you play with the people you want to play with, get into groups faster and easier than ever before. So once you click launch, you'll go straight into the game, and the first thing you're going to notice is the new spawn screen, which is on almost every mod.
So this was the system that they were using for for Theaters of War. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but this is a long time coming, right? Like this is really helpful. I can't tell you how many times, these maps are much bigger now, so it's not really that big of a problem, but it's nice to have the option to choose where to spawn in, right? Because you should be able to see kind of where some of the fighting is taking place and then choose kind of what side of the station you want to spawn in on, right? Stuff like this, for me, makes a big difference because it does add a lot to like the kind of system kind of playability. I
the
think
new spawn screens
hopefully
are a way
get
of essentially making sure that once you're in game, you can do things that you couldn't do before in the ArenaCommander. You'll be able to change your ship. You'll be able to change your loadout in game. All of these things are going to be things that you can do with the new spawn screen. It's the way that you can see the battlefield from above without having to actually get into the game. It's essentially our way of making sure that the player knows everything they need to know before they start shooting.
So what's great about this new spawn screen, among many things, it finally lets us bring multi-crew to ArenaCommander. You'll be able to party up with friends and join their ships in free flight, both swarm modes and
Lord
squadron
Jesus!
battles.
You can just click on their ship
Thank
and just
the Lord!
jump straight into it. No longer do you have to awkwardly park next to each other and then get into the other player's ship.
ArenaCommander is going to be full of Scorpiuses and Hurricanes with auto-aim turrets everywhere the eye can see. It's going to be fun, folks. Get ready.
So for now, for these combat modes, you'll be locked into your seat, but I'm personally super excited for eventually having engineering gameplay also in ArenaCommander and laying the foundations with this spawn screen.
We need that in AC. AC is StarCitizen in its entirety condensed into the visceral combat, right? And we need that desperately, right? And not only does the community need that, but the game devs need that too, because they need to be able to see what some of the PvP community guys have been talking about for a long time now, where, you have like these ships like the Hornet and the Gladius and all these things, but then, you have stuff like M50s or Archimedes or Razors, like racing ships, completely dominating in team fights because they're small, they're fast, they're hard to hit, and they have the same shielding as light fighters. They just don't have the damage. But it doesn't matter because when you have a few like more people shooting at a target, that damage eventually over time is going to win, right? And the ability to engage and disengage at will is the most important function that dictates whether a ship is going to be meta or not, right?
It leads into that. And this is just the first step. We're excited to eventually work on engineering and combined arms gameplay for these modes as well. It's really a dance with atmosphere with this map. You are going around, zigzagging around buildings, down, corkscrewing around. Yeah,
the map looks beautiful. But we need control surfaces on our ships before we can really get the most out of that, right?
Barrel flipping, barrel rolling. My favorite part is the vertical corkscrew.
DJ, I'm going to call it barrel flipping next time I do a dogfight with somebody. We're not going to corkscrew towards our target. We're going to barrel flip towards our target.
And the dive down. Right.
Alongside this, we also have a few PU race maps that are also coming into ArenaCommander.
We've got the Snake Pit, Miner's Lament, Yadar Valley.
Yadar Valley is the best track. Let's not kid ourselves here, guys.
and Icebreaker. And this is your chance to go in and practice those races risk-free.
Yes, the best
In
part.
addition to the race maps, we also have several dogfighting maps coming to ArenaCommander.
Starting with Jericho Station and Security Post Korea. Jericho Station is the most lightweight of all of these. It's the first PU location that we actually took into ArenaCommander, and that is...
Yes. Yes. Why is this a good thing? Well, ladies and gentlemen, because the blue map and the red map suck. I just want a map where it's lots of open space and there's just a station in the middle, and that's it. Don't overcomplicate it, right? And Jericho Station is exactly that.
It's because it is lightweight, there's no planetary bodies around, so it was...
Although I'm not really sure why they have all these pads. Like, why not just have the pads on Jericho Station? Like, why do we have to have these... Like, I'm not sure why they have those there, but whatever.
Easiest for us to get started with. It's just a beautiful location. You see some nebulas off in the background, and I don't know about you, but I've been there a lot with Xeno for it, so it's a familiar battleground for me.
Essentially allows you to playtest fighting other people and AI around that station in ArenaCommander, like you were just in the PU doing it instead. It's once again another way of having that risk-free practice, as well as providing the players finally a much more open and less cluttered dogfighting map in ArenaCommander.
It also let us address...
I love how these... I love these two, man. Look at these guys.
AI around that station in Arena.
Lots of Delta.
Like you were just in the PU doing it.
Lots of yaw shooting.
Instead. It's once again another way of
lots of jousting.
Risk-free practice.
Look at this.
Well providing.
I love these guys. I have a Course Goes playlist that shows you how to do some basics of dogfighting, folks. You know, like...
the players finally a much more open and less cluttered dogfighting map in ArenaCommander.
Look at this. Joust again!
It also let us address some of the feedback that we got from the community and developers alike, that we needed an arena which was clear of debris and just very lightweight, high performance for people to dogfight and blow up.
With the inclusion of
Thank
security
you,
post
DJ.
Korea, it means we also have a map now which has turrets. We can essentially use those turrets to add more to the gameplay whilst you're fighting amongst yourselves.
I'm not entirely thrilled with this turret stuff going on during dogfights. I mean, I guess it adds a little bit more of a dynamic to some of the maps, right? But I can tell you right now, I think it'll be one of the least played maps because of that, unless you don't have a choice. If people can choose maps, I think Korea will be the least picked, because I think the turrets just kind of get in the way of dogfighting.
And against other AI, it gives us the ability to add new modes which use those turrets more effectively. So you're not just fighting against players, you're fighting against the map itself.
So you're probably asking yourself, why these two locations out of everything in the verse?
Actually, I wasn't asking that, but I mean, they're already in the game, so let's do it, right?
It's because we had to start somewhere, and Jericho Station, it's the simplest of all the locations in the PU. There's no planetary bodies. It had nebulas that we had to bring in, but otherwise pretty simple. With everything that we take from the PU, it's to address these challenges. We want to overcome these, so right now it's not a simple copy-paste job, but hopefully in the future this pipeline that we've made is a lot faster, and we can get a lot more maps from the PU, and this is just a start. And the last dogfighting map, which I'm super excited to talk about, is we finally have a dogfighting map in Atmosphere.
Yay!
New Horizon Arena is based on the very map that we've put all of those race ships into, but instead of just speeding around it trying to get the best time, instead you're going to be fighting amongst yourselves in Atmosphere, finally.
I know you've been asking for this for so long.
Yes, we have.
As you know,
Yes, we have, folks. Since 2014, we've been asking for this.
Brings unique challenges. It's a lot higher skill ceiling, and it's where most of the fights happen in the PU. So bringing atmospheric dogfighting into ArenaCommander was an important step for us. As far as game modes that can be played here, it's all of them. And we're excited to see how players handle it.
You'll be able to do every single dogfighting mode available.
You can play Pirate Swarm, Vandal Swarm, Squadron Battle, Duel, and Battle Royale. So talking about Pirate Swarm, we've also got an update coming for that. This update includes a new final boss wave. You're now going to be experiencing a capital battle between pirates and UEE, and you're stuck in the middle. So as you get to that 10th wave, the pirate fleet warp in. It consists of 2 hammerheads, 4 cutlass blacks, 6 gladiuses, and a pirate Idris.
Dun dun dun.
And your objective here is to simply survive.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say range control them because you can kill all those guys. It just takes time.
There's also duel mode. It's a 1v1 dogfighting.
Duel mode is gonna be the mode where people can test their mettle. I think that's the truth. Battle Royale has been. Oh boy, how do I explain Battle Royale? You know, it's like. Battle Royale. How do I say this without getting canceled? It's a steaming pile of shit. That's what Battle Royale is. It's like someone took a steaming pile of poo, lit it on fire, put it on your front doorstep, and then rang your doorbell. That's the vibe that you get with Battle Royale. It has people using alt accounts to farm themselves onto the leaderboard. It has people using their teammates to deny people on the leaderboard points by stealing their kills, and then also, you know, ganging up on them so that they can drive their point score down. It's got just rampant toxicity. I mean, Battle Royale. Yeah, Battle Royale is really something, guys. It's and if you're a rookie, and you're coming into the game and you're very new, you get farmed by the more experienced players because you get the same amount of points killing a rookie as you do killing Avenger 1, right? So, you know, it's almost like you're incentivized to shoot the rookies. And so, you know, you have this new player who comes into Battle Royale and he's all green and he's like, oh, I get to play StarCitizen. I can't wait to see what happens here. And he just gets grabbed like.
We've also updated scoring, so now the score will change based on the rating of your opponent, so you get more reward if you're killing, you know, the rank 1 player versus someone that's brand new to ArenaCommander.
This means now people are incentivized to 4v1 me. In Battle Royale. Guess I'm not doing Battle Royale anymore, boys. I mean, that's, you know. But so then I have a question. So then how is someone with a high score, you know, who's a good pilot, like, how are they going to be able to, like, the way the Battle Royale system is set up just doesn't make any sense to me because it's all based on points per whatever, right? So, like, I don't understand why Battle Royale just doesn't have an elimination style system, right? A1 just turned into a boss level. Yeah, because it's just like, you know, I'm thinking, and like, I can't really get upset with people because, like, you get 1,000 points to kill A1. Of course people are going to come kill me. I mean, I'd shoot me too. Just saying, right? So, you know, as long as I think the problem is because the current system right now in its like combat state, fighting one versus many opponents, like, it's just not happening, right? You don't have enough magazine capacity in your mag to make a kill in a reasonable amount of time. So if you get 2v1'd or 3v1'd, the amount of time that it takes them to kill you is 1/5 the time that it takes you to kill them. Because while they're draining their magazines down on you, you're draining the single mag on the person that you're engaging. And then you have to wait for your magazine to recharge and then re-engage them. But by the time you wait for your mag to recharge, re-engage them, you know, 2 or 3 other people have now started to circle you, and they're not deflecting based off your movement, right? So if I'm fighting somebody, right, and we're nose to nose, I'm going to deflect based on what they're doing to make it difficult for them to hit me. But if there's another person over here and my movements are based on deflections on the person I'm fighting, then what ends up happening is that person gets a beautiful, we call it pancake shot, where the top of the ship is just this massive profile and you can shoot right into it because I'm making deflections based on the one person I'm engaging, right? So getting 2v1'd is significantly more difficult to deal with than just fighting one at a time, right? So I think they need to give us, I think weapon damages and capacitors should be a lot higher, you know? Like I definitely need to have more in my magazine. Like 30 rounds is just not enough. It's just not enough. Double or triple the amount of magazine capacity that we have in our ships right now and decrease the recharge rate so that you have to make a much more conscious decision before you start squeezing that trigger, right? Now, obviously, master modes and the weapon balance and tuning is, you know, inherent to the new system that's coming out. But I think a very basic change that they could do to make the gameplay a lot better right now, is just tweak a few numbers, give us a lot more capacitor in our guns, and drop the recharge rate by 100%, right? So half the recharge rate and double the capacitor. I think you'd have the same damage over time, but you'd have different burst damage scores and stuff, right? So the burst damage that you have, you need to have enough in the magazine to make a kill before you have to reload your guns. Because even if you hit 100% of your shots on some ships, like you're still not going to kill them in a single mag. You have to wait for that mag to recharge. It takes so much time. You know, you're just wasting that time, and all that time somebody else is engaging you, because when it's 2 or 3 versus 1, they have enough burst damage to kill you in one mag, whereas you don't have enough to kill them. And that's the problem. It's too much asymmetrical depending on how many people are engaging you, right? Ballistics fixed this issue, but the problem with ballistics is CIG went back on their ballistics and they reduced the ballistics amount. Like you gave us no ammo. Right? And that's a huge problem. So
repeatedly killing the same player is going to give you less score to, stop that cheating going on. And if you try to leave a
DJ, you can't say cheating. It's not cheating, DJ. It's exploitation, okay? You're going to be on #1 Reddit just like I was.
game early, is going to give you an early leaver punishment. So that's just some of the goodies we've got coming with 320 in dogfighting and racing. I'm excited to be returning next week to talk to you about FPS combat and some of the additions we're adding to those modes, as well as experimental modes.
Experimental master modes? DJ, is that what you said?
Bye.
See, he knows. He knows.
Woo! I'll do the woo again.
Yeah.
See you next week.
You can't hide this. You can't hide this from me, boys.
So, what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that true atmospheric flight is coming to ArenaCommander for both racing and fighting modes. That locations from the persisting...
I think it's exciting. I really do. I think the AC update that's coming out is really important. I think it's super necessary for CIG to get better information, and also for the people who are watching the stream, and also in the general community. There needs to be a platform for people to effectively train. If you cannot effectively train, then what ends up happening is you end up going out into the persistent universe, and you're up against the odds. And using the persistent universe to train, it just never goes well, because you've got server issues on the persistent universe. You've got people, behaving in a less good faith kind of way with the kind of strategies and tactics that they're using, just because the game is in the state that it's in, right? So ArenaCommander needs to be the first and foremost experience for people to get the training that they want effectively, so that we actually have a chance later on. This is going to be my desktop background. Jared, you realize that our Discord's always open, buddy. So if you want to get rid of your, we call this the decoupled face, you know where to find us, buddy. yeah, it's happening, boys. Master modes is happening. So get your skis shined up, grab a stick of juicy fruit, because it's gonna be lit, boys. And just in case I'm wrong, and it's not master modes, it's something else, I hope that it's elimination. I hope it's round-based elimination, right? Because if it's round-based elimination, then that mode will be the mode where I think most people will, I guess, enjoy. Thursday. So Friday, I'll see you guys Friday, right? So I'll see you all Friday. Thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate everyone who supported the stream. Welcome all you new followers. And for the subs, guys, I tell you this every stream, and I'll tell you again, man. If you guys didn't sub, man, you are the life force of the stream. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it, right? Time is special, so use it as best you can. I'll see all you folks on Friday. Keep on 1%ing, folks. I was Avenger 1. This was Sam for the Empire.